What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and tonight it's a little bit of a late one, 10:30. I had quite a long day again, getting some things done, but definitely wanted to get this work done before free agency begins. We know the franchise tagging was happening a lot today. We saw a couple yesterday, so people are starting to tune in. It's free agency time, baby. Almost a week away. I cannot wait. But as the days go by, each night I will have a different position for you, and we will be going through all of the available guys. But also, we'll look at some of the top guys I feel, the Eagles. I'll let you know how I feel and whether or not we really should look at free agency or if we shall be looking at the draft when we're going through these positions. So thank you for tuning in tonight. Let me know how you're feeling about, it doesn't even have to be about the running backs, but I am excited for this show tonight. I hope you're excited. Lots and lots of content. So let me know what players you guys like. Let me know how you're feeling about this free agency. Go ahead and check out all the rest. We did all of the offense so far. So we've got the quarterbacks, the receivers, the offensive line, every position, center, guard, tackle. We talked about the tight ends. Now it's on to running back. We'll be doing the defense leading up to free agency, but there's also a video on cap space. So a lot of people misconstrued. The Eagles could have up to $50 million in cap space. My Lord, it's looking like around 45 mil. I'm excited about it. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the Eagles position. Oh, we got a couple comments here. Let's check these out. My man, Drew, in the building. What is going on, my man? Thank you for tuning in tonight. Thank you to everybody. Please feel free to comment down below. You're watching this later. You can definitely comment down below. Let me know how you're feeling about it. But yeah, we're going to get into it. We got a little Philly Lenny from Todd here. What's going on, my man Todd? He's feeling a little Leonard Fournette in the building. He likes him some Leonard Fournette in Philly. Look, Leonard Fournette still got a little left in the tank. Not sure if he's going to want to go back to the Tampa Bay without Tom Brady. Probably the same goes for yesterday when we talked about Rob Gronkowski. So we shall see. But yes, that is a name that will be on the list. So keep them coming. Let me know how you guys are feeling. But let's take a look at what the Eagles have right now at the running back position. We have Miles Sanders, of course, in his final year of his rookie contract. Got Kenneth Gainwell, we drafted last year. Jason Huntley brought back, and now he's part of this roster. So he'll get another chance this year to compete. We'll see what he does. Maybe use him in the return game. But, man, I can't wait to get to the return section because we're going to talk about special teams as well. So some of those guys will pop up here today. Some of these guys with return capability. So excited to talk about that tonight, whatever. Now, Boston Scott, restricted free agent. We talked about him. If anybody wants to try to put a tender on him, we can match it, bring him back. I think we will try to possibly bring him back. I don't think anybody's going to be going out of the way. We shall see. But we've talked about this. I think the Eagles, it would be wise to go after the draft. I'm excited to talk about the draft with you guys. And obviously, we're sticking to free agency here. But right now, I think these guys could be casualties at the bottom here. Boston Scott, like I said, you could keep him around just because he's that jack of all trades, can help you in special teams everywhere. And he's not the greatest, but he gets the job done. Now, Jordan Howard, unrestricted free agent, but everybody loves this guy. And, we talked about why are we not using him last year? We finally start running the ball using Jordan Howard, and we're doing great. It's wonderful. So it's nuts, whatever. I would love to see a bruising back, somebody that can help out in different areas of the game, the run game. So we'll see what we do there. But let's get this started with actually looking at Miles Sanders here. He's got 1 year left. And look, the cap hit is not a big deal at all, 1.704 mil. But if you plan on letting him walk next year, this is the same scenario last year when we talked about Zach Ertz, a beloved guy. Love me some Miles Sanders. But if the Eagles really do draft somebody or plan on drafting someone and really don't see him as part of the future, I really don't know, man. You could see possibly them try to make a move. That would be wild. But it's always in the cards for Howie Roseman, maybe on draft day. We shall see throughout camp. You never know. But you see here, he had 12 starts. All the games he played, he started. 754 yards rushing, 5.5 yards per carry. That's awesome. 0 touchdowns, not awesome. 1 fumble, okay. But yeah, 0 touchdowns, not the greatest. And look, a lot of the times it was, why are we not giving the ball to Miles Sanders? So I'm not going to put that on him. I love me some Booby, but let's be real. This is not a game for running backs anymore, man. And look, he's only played for 3 years, but let's be real here. You never know how he could be doing. So just keep your eyes peeled. But I would let Miles play his year out and see how it goes. But he has been banged up each year. So that is a concern. You can love someone as much as you want, but this is the business. So we shall see. But I don't want to just stop there. Let's look at the first undrafted free agent on the board. Oh, we got a comment. Hold on 1 second here. Trade him and a first plus Dillard for DK Metcalf. Oh, look, DK Metcalf, during that wide receiver episode, we talked about DK Metcalf trading possibility. He wants more targets. I don't know if he's going to find more targets here, but yeah, we'd all love to have him. We'd love to believe that, having Devontae Smith could open things up, having a Speedster with Quez Watkins, maybe you add some guys in free agency, whatever you want to do. I think, yes, you could definitely try to do some things like that. So not against it, Christian, not against it at all. Is it true the Eagles made up? Dude, they talk about this all the time, and they're going to talk about how many offers the Eagles made because people do not want to be wrong. Look, the Eagles were not going to trade for Russell Wilson. It is insane that we would trade a bunch of first-round picks, a bunch of what all did they trade? 2 firsts, 2 seconds, like their quarterback, their tight end, another player. Look, no. That's not happening here. I do not want to do that. I'll be real with you. I think that the Eagles, we need to focus on the draft and using this cap space on some of these free agents that we've been talking about, because I don't feel giving up all that cap space and all those drafts for a quarterback is how the Eagles reach the pinnacle. I think we keep building here. I don't think a quarterback is the answer. We are not the Rams. We're not in a position where you add a quarterback and we win the Super Bowl. People are wild for thinking that. I just can't get down with that. So, yeah, let's be real here. Howie's always searching and always doing his due diligence. So that's what he should be doing. But, yeah, that move was not made. We talked about Russell Wilson doesn't even want to come to the Eagles. I mean, that was the big thing. But then Seattle didn't even want him in the NFC. So it's hilarious that all these people are like, I'm telling you, he's getting traded. It's like, no, he's not. I'm telling you. And it's just like, oh, okay. Here we are. Well, let me do it. People, it's just like, I just don't want to hear about it anymore. Can we just get over it? You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. It was a strange year for Miles. Indeed, Drew. 0 touchdowns. Wild as hell. The next guy we're going to look at here in a second. He did a little bit better in the red zone, but we'll see. Locke isn't going to get, yeah, man. Holy hell. Rough. Report says Wilson wouldn't sign his no trade clause. Yeah, dude. He's not going to come here. The whole thing was just ridiculous. People do this every year. That's why I started doing this from my damn deathbed, because it was just like, lies. I cannot take it. I cannot. In Seattle area, was Costco when the Russell Wilson news came to the store. Oh, I bet people were like, what the fuck? A Drew Lock, yeah! Like, because I'm sure DK Metcalf really wants to stay there now. I'm sure everybody's like, you know what? I'm signing there. I mean, it's going to be great there. They cut Bobby Wagner. I instantly, let's go Eagles. Let's go. Bobby Wagner will be part of that linebacker episode. Let's go. I cannot wait to see what the Eagles do in this free agency period. But my heart lies in the draft. But let's keep this bad boy rolling. Now, first up, we're going with the Eagle here, Jordan Howard. Just talked about him. Look, 27 years old. I think a lot of people feel he's like 35. He's only 27. He's played for 6 years, but the dude gets it done. When he came in, he didn't start any of those games, but he played in 7 games at 86 rushes, 406 yards, 4.7 yards per carry, 58 yards per game, not starting, 3 touchdowns. You love it. That did absolutely nothing in the passing game, but we know that. He did work on it in Chicago. You'd love to see that. He got better at it, but we did not use him. We used other guys. That's fantastic. Hey, running back by committee. Love it. 0 fumbles. That's what I truly love to see. So I am completely for bringing Jordan Howard back. I like a veteran presence. As much as I talk about drafting people, I also like a guy to be a veteran presence. Miles Sanders, not always healthy. So have a stable of backs here. And we're going to get into these bad boys here in a second. I bet, dude. I truly bet. Let's go, baby. We got through the Eagles. Let's look first up here. James Conner, man, this dude in 15 games with 6 starts. He had a great year for the Arizona Cardinals. Obviously they had Edmonds there banged up. They were dealing with some things. He had some injuries there, but this dude, what a great story, beating cancer. I mean, what a beast, man. So yeah, at the age of 26, this is a guy I think is going to demand some money, but the Eagles want to get serious. Pound that damn rock. We talk about it. Run the damn ball. I can't stress it enough, and I can't wait to say it. I don't think we're going to have to, because obviously we were the number 1 rushing attack. It was such a beautiful damn thing. So let's keep running that ball. But add a premier monster back. Spend that damn money. You've got cap space. What did I talk about all damn last season? We got some damn money. It's time to spend it on a few toys here. So we're going to add some offensive pieces, get some defensive pieces, maybe in free agency, but draft a lot in defense. I mean, get best player available, but load up on some defense, get some weapons, and I'm telling you, this team's going to be a contender. Just watch some of these studs here at running back that are available. So some of these guys are going to look for big money, want to be the starting back somewhere. They're not going to come here. That's great. But we're just looking through the names. Let me know who you're liking here. Keep throwing some names at me if you feel the need. We got some more comments here. Love Jordan Howard. Hell yeah. And he wouldn't be expensive. And that's the thing you always got to keep in mind. How much do they cost? But we've got some damn money. So if you're looking at someone like James Conner, sign me the hell up. Yep. Always liked him too. So I'm all aboard that train. And this next guy, he's a little bit older, but sign me up here. 30 years old. And we all know, we talked about it earlier in the video, you get to that age. Oh, got to watch out. But this dude, he hasn't been a running back for his 9 years. A returner for most of the time. They try to use him at wide receiver. Now he's being used at running back, being used at both in Atlanta. Look at this dude, man. 618 rushing yards, 548 receiving yards, so over 1,000 yards total, man. And over 10 touchdowns with 11. That's awesome, dude. This guy can provide all over the damn field, and I think he would be quite the fun toy to play with. And let's be real, he can definitely demand some money after what he did, but with that age, that always comes back to haunt you. So we'll see. I don't know if anybody really wants to stay in Atlanta, man. I mean, but a different team could come knocking. You never know with these guys. So we're just looking at them, taking a gander here, but I would love to have me some Cordero Patterson. Up next, we got Jeff Wilson, another 26-year-old, going back to a little bit younger here. 6 foot, 213 pound. This dude, I like Jeff Wilson. I do. Dealt with some injuries last year, though, so only played in 9 games, had 4 starts. They had Eli Mitchell there, though. What a stud that rookie was. But I think this guy, this is another one you could probably get for cheap that I would not be against. So I'm all about adding some running backs to this stable. So you're just going to see a plethora of different backs. I was going to give you 10 and then 5 trade targets, but I just couldn't help myself. There was a lot to talk about here, so I want to talk about him. Now, one guy I did leave off is Leonard Fournette. I know you guys wanted to talk about him, but I just don't see the Eagles signing Leonard Fournette. I don't see the fit. I don't, but watch. I'm just trying to hope that maybe they'll just go ahead and just let that happen. So just as every other position that we've gone through, I'm not putting the biggest names out here because I don't think at a lot of these positions we're going to do that. Some of these we could. So we'll talk about them for sure. But a guy like Latavius Murray, that's a guy you could get, 32 years old. I mean, we'll see if this guy even comes back, retires, whatever the hell is going to happen. But I think, you could obviously get him for cheap. That's like the same thing you got going for Jordan Howard. Now, in my mind, I'll be real with you. I'd probably rather have Jordan Howard because I feel he can actually help you in the passing game too. He just didn't. So it is what it is there. But I think that there's definitely, there's some options here. So there's more to keep going. Let me get to these comments here quick. Sorry to go off topic, but with Seattle getting the 9th pick, you think they picked someone most likely was on our radar? I mean, everybody's going to be on our radar, but that's what we talked about, having those picks. It's great. We're in the middle of the pack. It may suck thinking, we're not going to get those top guys, but we're going to get 3 possibly of the top 32 picks. But what you got to realize is, we could trade, we could package. Well, I guess it would be like the top 23, right? But you could package those and move up. You could package 1 of those, 2 of those. You could move back, get more picks for this draft, get more for the next year, whatever your heart desires. Maybe there's a player you want. I don't know, man. There's a lot we could do here, and that gets me pretty damn excited. But I think we're prepared. We've got our list, and there's going to be names available. We're going to try to do all we can to, whether it's move up, stay put. We're going to get some studs here, baby, and this team is building in the right direction. Viewer life. All right, fantastic. I'm not sure what that means, but thanks for tuning in, Lou. Appreciate you. I say the Eagles go after Leonard Fournette and Tyrann Mathieu. Oh, dude, yeah, we're definitely going to talk about the Hunting Badger when we get to the safeties. That will be an exciting name to get to for sure. Leonard Fournette, I think a good back, definitely got a lot left in the tank there, which people kind of, said we talked about him last year. But like I said, not put him on my list again this year. Not doing it. And if he plays here, I'm all for it. But I'm just not doing that right now. Did you mention we'll be getting there, Christian? You did not miss it, my man. Agreed. Jordan Howard can be part of the passing game. His first time as he did well. I remember the Green Bay game. Yes. And remember when Terry Cohen got there, he talked about he had to up his game, start catching the ball more. Well, then he got let go and we picked him up. And that was something, I liked about him. He can block. That's something huge. A running back has to be able to do. So I love that, man. And I'm just hopeful that, if we don't bring him in, we bring in someone that can do the same. How does the cap in creep help? Dude, Christian, go check out the YouTube if you're not following yet. On the Road to Victory with Jimmy Smith. Go ahead, check it out, man. There is a cap video in detail explaining how the Eagles, with that cap going up, with the restructures, explaining what all of those from a simple restructure to a maximum restructure, all of the details, you guys. I did all the math for you, everything, explain it in detail for you, tried to make it simplify it for everybody. And, just give you some simplified numbers as to, making it understandable as to how we could have a certain amount of money. We could have over 47 million up to 50. It's awesome. So go ahead, check that video out, Christian. Appreciate you tuning in, man. But after this one, go ahead, take a gander at that one and get yourself excited because the Eagles have themselves some damn money to spend. And sure, you got to save a little bit of that, a little over 10, maybe somewhere around there with the Eagles draft picks. We'll see what that number exactly is, but don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, we've got money to spend. And remember, when you're signing a guy, he's getting a $30-40 million contract for a year, whatever. He's not getting all that money right there. You got to look at the cap hit. So we always talk about that stuff. Let's keep the train rolling, though. Another running back, a young one, I really like, in a crowded room over there. They've got Roundtree there now with Eckler. I think someone like Justin Jackson, who is a free agent, 25 years old. I really like this kid. He got to start 2 games last year. He can help you in both facets of the game. And I really think that adding someone like Justin Jackson would be exciting. Now, this is another backward, like, oh, why would you do that? But let's keep in mind, you never know what the Eagles are going to do with Miles Sanders. So just taking a look at some of these, not top tier necessarily. And don't worry, at the end of this list I have here, I will show you the entire list of all of the free agents. So you will see everyone available, but just going through right now with my top picks here. So up next, a little familiarity with this coaching staff, Marlon Mack. We talked about him last year. Last year, he got a few games to go in. Didn't get to see much there, as you see with those stats there. But I think Marlon Mack brought into this system, he'd be perfect. A jack of all trades. We talked about him all last year. I think this is, we all know how I feel about the run game. And look, with Jalen Hurts, we were able to be the number 1 rushing attack. I just feel Jalen Hurts shouldn't have to be the one running for his life at all times. So this offensive line is dominant. We're going to see what we do in this draft and everything else. But, dude, you keep pounding that rock. So a guy like Marlon Mack, I would welcome him with open arms. Up next, we're going to stay out there in the AFC South. Dontre Hilliard. Look, this dude's moved around. I remember him in Cleveland. But last year, when Derrick Henry went out, when this dude got a chance to play, man, he was balling. 6.3 yards per rush. Holy sh! And he was plowing people over. He looked like Derrick Henry out there. It was nice to see bruising back like him come in and help Tennessee get to as far as they did. That was a really cool little story to watch there. But he can catch the damn ball too. But I'd be all for adding Dontre Hilliard. Let's go, baby. I think someone like him would be fun to watch. And look, we talk about this. A veteran with some experience. You never know what these guys could look like in a different system. Hasn't been used too much, so we still got something left in there. I think, a move like that, I would be all for. Up next, Sony Michel didn't really get much of a chance there in New England, comes to LA, gets himself a little bit of a chance with Henderson getting banged up there. But look, he started 7 games. I think that he's got talent. We see that 845 yards, 4.1 yards per rush. I think the dude definitely has some talent there. But I just feel like he's one of those guys that is probably going to want more money than he's worth. And I just don't think he's worth that to us to add someone like Sony Michel. I don't think we need to go out of our way. I know he was a high draft pick. I really don't care. But an intriguing name on this list for sure. But not somebody I'm writing mom about. I need to have him. I just don't care. I'll be real with you. Justin Jackson, very underrated, Drew. I'll be real with you. I'd love to see him in a little bit of midnight green. That'd be fantastic. What about Zeke Elliott? If he's, that'd be funny, wouldn't it not? I actually almost pondered putting Zeke Elliott on the trade part at the end of this, but I'm not doing that. It'd be funny, but we're not taking that money. He would have to restructure. I think they may cut whatever. I haven't looked at his money, so don't quote me on that. If they're going to lose money, they're not going to be doing any of that, but we'll see what they do. I saw they restructured Dak and somebody else and trying to make room for that Dalton Schultz tag. So we talked about that during the tight end episode. So we'll see about what the Cowboys do here, but screw the Cowboys. Anyways, let's keep this train moving. Peyton Barber, another name he's bounced around. And look, this guy actually looked pretty decent when he got his chance there in Las Vegas. Then he also looked like complete garbage at other times. So I'll be real with you. This is not somebody, again, that, have to have him. But they brought in a veteran to compete during the summer. I'm not against any of these things. I know a lot of people lose sleep over these off-season signings. We all know a lot of this is just camp bodies, a lot of competition, but we'll see when the time comes. We'll talk about those moves. But here we're moving this train along. Christian, I know you asked about him. Here he is. Raheem Mostert, the fresh age of 29, not 30 yet. 7 years in the league. We know he started with the Eagles, was on the practice squad, and yeah, we just love to get rid of good players. So you see his stats here with the injuries he's had over 2 seasons. I just wanted to put his 2 seasons combined and show you that he has only played in 9 games in 2 seasons, only had 106 rushes in those 2 years, 541 yards. So yeah, that's a concern, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be real with you. But once again, you're bringing in a guy that does not have to be the number 1 back. He takes a veteran role, maybe takes a cheap pay cut to come back to the team that, he didn't get drafted. He was undrafted, but still, maybe he comes back here, tries to prove a point. That'd be great. I'd be all for it, man. So yeah, don't count me out on that one. I think that he would definitely sign for cheap, but obviously you worry about some injury history there. Now, last up here on the undrafted free agents here is Damian Williams, who went from Kansas City to Chicago. You saw Montgomery get banged up. Now, Khalil Herbert, that kid is nice over there in Chicago. So don't think they'll be bringing Damian Williams back. When he got a chance, he actually looked pretty good. He was running the ball, catching the ball. I actually remember picking him up for a week in fantasy. Did well for me. So this kid, he's got talent for sure. He's not even a kid anymore. He's almost 30. But this is a guy that we talk about, get for cheap. He had a good year, so cost a little penny, but something we can definitely afford. Brings that veteran leadership. I would be all for it. Now, check these comments here real quick. Sorry, trying to produce, check the comments, flop these pictures, trying to get to all of it. I promise you. Ben Simmons playing running back. Is he going to play anything? He can't even play basketball. How is he going to play running back? All 49ers running backs had a tough time staying healthy. They sure did. But Eli Mitchell, that kid is nice. And then they've got not Travis Etienne. Oh my God, why can I not think of Sermon? Jesus, I'm losing it. It's those damn steroid pills they put me on. Telling you. But yeah. So they've got 2 young backs right there. So you're gonna see, there was 2 running backs right there. So you're gonna see some names here from San Francisco. But let's show you guys the entire list now of all, and I'm sure there's probably some that are left off of this list, but I go to, the hell is that site that I go to? I'll be honest with you. Who don't remember? Actually, I think I use Spotrac or Spot Rack. Yeah. So if they don't have somebody listed here, I apologize, but you're going to see some names you already talked about, but there is a lot of backs here. If you noticed, I focused on a lot of, there were some different backs there, but some guys that bring a veteran presence, some guys that, maybe younger, still, a different change of scenery. So you see here, there are definitely some guys, pass catching guys, but I feel with Kenny Gainwell, Miles Sanders, we don't really need that right now. But hey, you never know what we could do here. But there are definitely some names available, some older guys as well. But there's more. There's even more list here. So don't worry. These lists don't end, but if there's any names you guys like there, or, obviously we talked about Leonard Fournette, and he's going to be on this list here, but you guys know anything can happen with the Eagles. And I think that running the damn ball is key at all times. So, I'm always going to live by that, but I'll be real with you. I also feel that, the Eagles really, 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 really need to be smart here. And, you don't have to go crazy. So you can pick up a cheaper back, go in the draft, and do things that way. I think that would be a smarter approach for me. But hey, you want to go after somebody, get wild. You see on the list, you've got guys like Jeff Wilson, Melvin Gordon, Leonard Fournette, David Johnson. Maybe you want to spend up a little bit here on one of these guys. Chase Edmonds there, kind of the same mold we just talked about there. James White there. There's definitely some guys. Rashad Penny, injured all the time, but he's got talent. Lord knows if he could stay healthy. Now, you have got yourself quite the list of names, and it does not end there. That's right. There is even more. I've got one more list of unrestricted free agents, and then I've got the few restricted free agents that are listed. So we'll get through this here, ladies and gentlemen, and then I will end it off with the trade targets. But you've got Peyton Barber here. You see this, next tier here. Jerick McKinnon did really well there for Kansas City at the end of the season. Given the chance, I know that kid is like Olympic talent speed. So, hey, given a role where he can help, in the passing game, that you can use him in all kinds of ways. I think that would be fun to have someone like him. See Corey Clement on there, Duke Johnson, Le'Veon Bell, everyone's favorite to talk about every offseason. Kalen Ballage, power back, big ass dude, but not so great. You thought in Pittsburgh he would really fit in there and plow some dudes over, and that was not the case. He did not do well there. So I don't know, maybe a change of scenery. Maybe you bring in someone like that, but hey, there's definitely a plethora of guys available. And then you've got the restricted guys where if you want to go out of your way and try to put a tender on them, lose a pick for one of these guys, go ahead. I think Dearness Johnson would be somebody I actually wouldn't be so against. And look, Dare Ogunbowale is a decent running back too, but once again, I'm not spending my draft capital or anything for one of these guys, but decent guys on there. We talk about Boston Scott. Are the Eagles going to retain him? We shall see, but my Lord, it's quite the amount of options for the Eagles in free agency. So yeah, pretty wild. Hey, Nina in the building. I hope all is well with you. I just got the last couple days spent getting blood work taken, all kinds of great stuff. Spending my time at the doctor's always fun, but I get to do my work from my phone, so I got to do some graphics and stuff. But hope you and your mother and the dog are doing well. It is nice to see you. Thank you for taking the time and tuning in. We've been going through every night leading up until the 14th, where the legal tampering period begins. We're going to be going through the free agents position by position, gives us a chance to look at what the Eagles have and what direction they could be heading, what we may do in the draft, what we may do in free agency. But I appreciate you taking the time, Nina, as always. Awesome to see you. And if you guys don't follow Nina, you better make sure you are a true diehard Eagles fan. Love to see you here. Thank you again. But we are going through here and we're getting through the running backs, and the offense will be complete. And then we'll be on to defense tomorrow, which I cannot wait. So stay tuned for that. Malcolm Brown did well when he was with the Rams. Not sure what he did for Miami. Dude, they had everybody in Miami. They had like that Salvon Ahmad. They had Philip Lindsay at the end of the season there brought in. I was like, what the hell? They got rid of Breida. He went to like Buffalo. It was, dude, so weird. And they have Myles Gaskin. It's like he's supposed to be their main back, but we'll see. But yeah, he kind of just fell out. So once again, another guy where you could get for super cheap, given the right situation. Never know what he could do. So yeah, I'm with you there. It's a no to a trade for C-Mac for me. Yeah, that's not going to be listed on here, Todd. I'll be real with you. Once again, doing things that the Eagles, whether it's realistic. So when we did quarterbacks, I talked about Russell Wilson, just to give people an idea of why you can't do that. Christian McCaffrey, that's just not going to happen. I don't think I should have to explain that one, but yeah, I hear you, man. But first up, we're going to look at somebody just so I can do something, explain something. JaMycal Hasty, another San Francisco running back. Now, as you see at the top there, 0 years remaining. This dude is an exclusive rights free agent. So the only thing that the way we could trade for him is maybe they sign him to a different contract, give him a better contract than just that minimum, which they could on that exclusive rights deal. But it depends what they want to do with him. Maybe a sign and trade if they want to give him a chance to go somewhere. Because as mentioned before, Trey Sermon, Eli Mitchell there, I think, honestly, they've got a plethora of backs, and they could be willing to ship some out. So kid did pretty well with, a very little amount. But you see in the passing game, did pretty well. Let me grab a drink here. Holy hell. Rambling on. We're almost half out here, dear Lord. And dude, I'm telling you, I'd be able to do it if it weren't for these stupid ass steroids. Oh, they put me on because if you guys remember during the season, I had to take those days off because I couldn't hear. Well, I apparently still got this fluid and all this, dude. I'm dying here, dude. I'm telling you, I'm doing rough. But, well, I don't want to say that. Let's knock on wood. But, Dude, we got some tests back today, and it was some interesting times, but we're going to keep trucking. I appreciate you asking, but Nina, hope you're well. Hope everyone's doing well out there. We're going to keep rolling. I'm dying here. Can't talk anymore. We've got a couple more trade prospects. We got 5 to talk about, and then we're rolling out. Let me know how you're feeling about this video, whether you're watching right now, you're watching this later. Let me know who is at the top of your list. Do you want the Eagles to go in free agency after somebody? Do you want us to trade for somebody that I'm going to mention here? Maybe someone you don't see. Or do you feel we just stay put? Whatever your heart desires, let me know. But let's keep this rolling. Samaj P. Ryan. Now, they've got, obviously Mix in there. And then that young man, not Captain America, Chris Evans, but that kid's really good. But Samaj P. Ryan did pretty well when given the chance last year. And I think, he's somebody that you could bring in. And he's got 1 year left, 1.85 mil. That is a very small cap hit. That's somebody that could make sense, that could get the job done. Reliable veteran. But once again, why wouldn't you just keep a Jordan Howard? So I'm just doing this with every position, letting you know. I really don't think we should trade for a running back. Just letting you know that. Unless something would happen, whatever. But yeah, I don't feel that way. Now, a guy I like, Jamal Williams, man. I really, really like this kid. And I'll be real, 4.625. That's not too bad. He's only 26 years old. He signed that 2-year deal last year. So he's got 1 year left. But, man, you pair him with Miles and Kenny, I think that would be an upgrade for sure over Jordan Howard. He can run the ball, catch the ball, pass protect. I think that Jamal Williams would be somebody I'd be excited about. But the only reason I say that is because, they've got a lot of backs there with Swift and all the guys that had to step in with those injuries to Swift and Williams last year. So we'll see. I would not do that, though. I'm just being real with you. But if they would, I wouldn't be mad at it. Now, a running back we kind of mentioned earlier, Tariq Cohen, he's a dude that's got a lot of talent. He's just been banged up. Last year, he played 3 games, and they've got Montgomery there, so he wasn't used too much. You can use him in the return game, so maybe that'd be something you'd be intrigued by. But the only way you would want to trade for this dude is if you get him to restructure that contract. I'm not paying $5.75 million for a dude that can't stay on the field, so it's a no-go. I know a lot of people talked about that last year, so just wanted to bring that one up, mention it. That cap hit's too much. So going to need to see a restructure before you do anything wild like that for a back we kind of already have. So up next, Zach Moss, somebody I know a lot of people in the fantasy world enjoy, but the guy really just never pans out the way people try to say he did. I just never saw this greatness. I thought decent backup, but not a star running back. And turns out Buffalo Field's the same damn way. So I don't think they're going to bring him back. Singletary started doing it much better at the end there. The Breida was getting more snaps. Zach Moss was inactive for a lot of games. So a guy with 2 years left on his rookie contract, only 1.237 mil on a cap hit there. That's something you could definitely take on. 5'9" little bowling ball that can catch the ball. Pass. I mean, I like Zach Moss. He definitely needs refined, but he's only played 2 years in the league, and Buffalo throws the damn ball all the damn time. We run the ball. So bring a guy like him in. Maybe he finds success here in Philadelphia. So that's somebody I think you could find for a low, maybe a day 3 pick. I would be all for trading for someone like Zach Moss. Now, we had mentioned Los Angeles, how they have a plethora of backs there in Roundtree, Eckler, Justin Jackson being a free agent. But the last guy I want to mention here tonight is Joshua Kelley. Maybe they bring back Jackson or they draft or whatever they want to do. They've got backs there. Joshua Kelley, somebody also on their rookie contract that I think, is a pretty damn good running back. 2 years remaining, $1.09 million cap hit, even smaller. I think that's a guy, given the chance, he can definitely work his magic. I think on the Eagles, man, that's a guy, a younger little Jordan Howard in the making. I would definitely try to make a move for somebody like him if you were that intrigued. But once again, I'm focused on the draft here when it comes to running back. I would like to see somebody get paired with Kenny Gainwell for the future. I think we just got to keep building for the future. But once again, if you want to bring in any of these veteran guys, or if it's going to cost you dirt cheap, nothing to trade for one of those guys, well, then I'm all about it, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to see the Eagles win. So that's what we're here for. But oh, my Lord, it's been quite the long one, but I appreciate you guys for tuning in tonight, taking the time. It's 11:10, almost 11:11. You'll get your damn wish. But I thank you guys, and if you have any last comments, please let me know. If you're watching this later, watching this tomorrow, a year from now, let me know. how you're feeling about it. Let me know if there's somebody you're intrigued by, somebody I didn't talk about, you want me to talk about, whatever it is. Tomorrow, we start with defense, and I'm not so sure if I want to go with linebacker or edge rusher first, but with Bobby Wagner dropping, that's pretty damn exciting. So I think I'm going to stick with my guns. I was originally going to do edge rusher. I think we're going to continue with that. So tune in tomorrow. It's going to be a wild ride. I cannot wait, but I truly do appreciate you guys. If you need anything, you can always reach out to me, whether you want to talk about football, you want to talk about life, whatever it is, please feel free to reach out to me. Truly, I appreciate all the friendships I've made with you guys. You guys are like family to me. I appreciate you being there when I'm going through all kinds of crazy stuff. Always try to be there for you guys, man, as much as I can. So I appreciate you guys. Hope you're staying safe out there. Hope you're all having a great night. Time to make your wish. Have a good one. Stay safe out there. And as always, cover!